just leave the old lady alone, man. She has dementia. She lost two out of her three boys thanks to the middle child in the first place. It's like, just let this old lady rest. You're taunting her and this and the third, but also you're picking her brain about Oz. You end up kidnapping her as a bargaining chip to bring Oz out from hiding. Let this old lady rest, man. That's all I'm saying. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we're talking about the latest episode of The Penguin. And this was a dope episode. I really felt like this episode 7, it really felt like a finale. It had a lot of finale feeling to it. Let's get right into it. I really feel like The Penguin has been knocking it out the park by going into the past of all these characters. We saw a little bit of Victor's past. We saw a good chunk of Sofia. And now we get to see the Penguin's childhood. And we could definitely see from a very young age, he's always been a mama's boy, clinging tight to his mom. And you can even sense like he had even this hint of jealousy with him. Like, he's enjoying one-on-one time with his mom. The two brothers come in to play zombie. The mom immediately joins to play zombie with them. And Oz is there feeling left out. So I feel like there was some jealousy in combination with, him just feeling so attached to his mom. And I think it goes without saying. I don't think it was an accident. He may not have known fully what he was doing, but still, actually, I do feel like he knew what he was doing. They're playing hide and go seek later on in the episode. He feels like he was a bit disrespected because the boys, when playing hide and seek, they go down the ladder knowing damn well the Penguin can't go down the ladder because of his deformed leg. He has this whole knee brace or leg brace in to try to make it straight. And, out of anger, he closes the sewer on his own brothers. And he makes up some story like, I think they went to the movies and just left me out of it, whatever the case is. And all the while, it is raining cats and dog. He is enjoying his mom's company while his brothers are, just set to just, see the end, by way of a watery grave. So I thought that was an unfortunate, foul way to go. The Penguin's been grimy ever since a young boy, man. And this episode was very clear. You can't trust the Penguin with your number 2 pencil. I also liked how they fast forward to the present, and we see that the Penguin is going into his apartment in shock, and he realizes that his mom is gone and Vic is knocked out. All hell breaks loose, and it makes matters worse. Sal is following through with his henchmen so they could bag the Penguin up, with the whole intentions to write him off once they reunite with Sofia. I will say this: he makes, we see people like this a lot, which is why I feel like this show was so entertaining. And what I'm about to say is, a lot of people who they have that charisma, they have something about their personality that makes you want to run through a wall for them, even though they may not, have the best intentions for you. And I feel like that's definitely the case with the Penguin. He'll say stuff like this: "Hey, man, I couldn't ask for a better army. You guys are all I got. We got to roll with it. This and the third." And I'm jumping ahead of myself. This is after, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So excuse me. The daggone, Sal and his men, go to the hideout, and before you know it, there's a distraction that takes place. Lights go out, and now we got an all-out brawl. The Penguin Squad is trying to protect their workspace or their hideout, and the Penguin and Sal they get to scrapping one-on-one. And to me, it was kind of a letdown, just by the way of Sal, after all this machismo and action and gangster stuff, passes away with a heart attack during an actual fight. So, it was kind of anticlimactic, in my opinion. But nevertheless, a win's a win. The Penguin has a win. And this is what I meant to say. Once he has that win, he comes out and he's pep talking his team. You know, hey man, we are Army now. Y'all did a great job protecting your homes. It's all on us. This and the third. And we see later on, the moment some trouble came, hey, you gotta, Penguin has to do for self first before anybody else. You know, he didn't warn his crew about the bomb that took place. He just was running anyway. Once again, I jump all over the place once in a while. Sofia also played a huge role in this episode. I really enjoyed the dialogue between Oz's mom and and Sofia. I thought that was very interesting, and I'm just like, at this point, man, just leave the old lady alone, man. You know, she has dementia. You know, she lost 2 out of her 3 boys thanks to the middle child in the first place. It's like, just let this old lady rest. You know, you're taunting her and this and the third, but also you're picking her brain about Oz. You end up kidnapping her as a bargaining chip to bring Oz out from hiding. Let this old lady rest, man. That's all I'm saying. Granted, I know she smacked fire out of Sofia at some point, but it's like, you kind of had it coming to you anyway. I mean, and also, Oz's mom has a smart mouth herself. So yeah, we definitely see how that plays out later on in the episode. But speaking of Sofia, I think one of the huge parts in this episode was Sofia literally, having history repeat itself. She saw, when Sofia was a kid, she saw the truth of what really happened with her mom. And next thing you know, her younger cousin Gia, her mom dies, and, Gia, apparently saw like a mask in Sofia's bag and wanted to go to the cops. And Sofia is there to kind of talk her down from that and let her know, like, hey, man, what you see ain't nothing. You too young to understand. But she did talk slick later on in that conversation. Not about Gia, of course, but just like, hey, those people who died, they were some bad people anyway, and I'm glad that they're dead. But in terms of what you saw, forget about that, man. You're gonna live happy life after this. Don't worry about it. And so I thought that was amazing to see history repeat itself. Sophie was in Gia's position, many years ago. And then now we have Sofia, doing the same thing her father did to her. So I thought that was a nice, just a nice taste on that. And then of course, she gets a phone call from Oz, and she, hears the news about Sal being dead. And this is also with her crying about having to lie to Gia, because she realized what she did with that. And we do see what type of use Julian has. Julian has some type of mind control machine. That's the best way I could put it. And he's picking her brain, picking Oz's mom's brain. And I want to know what did he find out? What was she saying in terms of finding out more information about the Penguin, their past, and all that? I want to know what that conversation was like before Sofia came in, and interrupted the session. I'm just curious and nosy like that, I suppose. But yeah, man, we definitely see that it is going to be a clash of the Titans come the season finale next Sunday. And I really thought maybe I'm the only one. I'll admit it. Maybe I'm sick. I don't know. I really thought when the Penguin and Sofia, they have this agreement to, hey, bring my mom back. You can have this drug. You can have this drug location. You can have your Bliss drug back. You can have all my connects. Just bring my mom back. I thought when she pulled up when the truck pulls up and the guy runs away, I'm thinking Sofia is ruthless enough to have the mom's dead body in the trunk of that car. And boy, was I wrong. the Penguin, he's getting choked up because he's thinking the exact same thing, only to pull it back and find out it's a bomb. And he goes running without letting his entire crew that he was so thankful for what it is. He doesn't yell for them to run, nothing. He just takes off by himself. And, granted, he barely escapes his daggone self. But I felt like that was kind of cowardly. But what else can you expect? There's no honor amongst thieves or no honor within this lifestyle that they're living. And yeah, man. With that being said, Sofia has that phone call of taunting and all this other stuff. And when the Penguin comes to and he's on the surface and it looks like the entire the entire crown point was just shaking up. The crooked cop that was under Sofia's thumb knocks him out so he could bring the Penguin to Sofia. So this is going to be an amazing episode. Just a quick prediction. I do have a feeling that somehow, some way, Victor is going to find a small crew of some sort, and somehow, some way, save Penguin's behind yet again, being that he is taken into custody under Sofia and the Gigante family. So I thought this was a dope episode, man. They've been killing it the entire time. Please let me know your thoughts. Love it or hate it. That's my opinion.